Hi guys, it's Allison. Welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my natural form. I decided I'll make a little get ready video with me and just talk about current events because that's what I feel like doing today. Um, so the first thing on my list actually is the whole coronavirus. And I haven't really said much on the issue because I am just a civilian without a platform and millions of fans, so my opinion doesn't really matter. But I decided I'd talk about it because why not? So, a lot of people my age are not taking this seriously, and just on Snapchat alone last night, there's so many people that are my age that I know that are going out with their friends every single day since the pandemic happened, since we've all been in lockdown, since we've all been in quarantine. People my age are still continuing to hang out, having parties, having bonfires. Like, it's crazy. People don't care. And, oh, sorry. I have you guys on 3 books and a candle. And I think clearly I'm not perfect in this situation either. And I think that's why I have a different perspective on the issue. I was in quarantine for 2 weeks, and then St. Patrick's Day rolled around, and I decided that it would be safe for me to go to a friend's house for a day. And days later, I found out that someone who was in that household was having symptoms. And I live in a household where I live with my grandparents, and I take care of them. And I was in a situation where I potentially was exposed and potentially could expose them. And so right now I'm staying in a different place away from them. And it's really difficult and it's hard and it sucks. And if I could go back in time and just stay home on that day, I would, and I wish I could, but I can't. And it's scary because millennials are dying from this. And I know that I don't have to tell this platform specifically because I feel like the YouTube platform is very aware of what's going on and they're doing their part to social distance. YouTube is honestly the app that's made for social distancing, but people in my reality around me are just not taking the precautions necessary. And I had the same mindset that, well, it can't happen to me, and I'm going to a safe place. These people aren't infected. But it doesn't matter because even if they're not sick or showing symptoms, they could in 27 days. You could be hanging out with a healthy person and still get the virus. That's why this virus is so deadly. And I wish I would have known this before I made a mistake that I couldn't take back. But that's where I am in my reality today. And I thought that I would just talk about it. It is our duty as a society to try and stop this spread because, like I said, even if you don't know you're contagious, every time you step out in public, you are contaminating things. You potentially could be killing people, like people's grandparents. And, like, that's horrible to even want to risk that. And even people in my own life are saying, well, it's not gonna happen. You just gotta think it's not gonna happen. Think positively. And, like, yeah, that's great. Think positively, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. You have to know that it's a risk and a liability that you're taking every time that you go hang out with people. Every time you leave the house, it's a risk. And it should be treated as such. And people should be taking it seriously. I understand humor is a way to cope with things, which is why I was fine with it for a long time. But in my state, I live in Colorado, and millennials are dying from this. This was a disease primarily that was killing older people. And now millennials are dying from this because no one's taking the proper precautions. And I think it's really sad because nobody has to die. And just because you're gonna survive it doesn't mean someone you give it to and not know that you gave it to won't. So that's my whole rundown of that rant. And I feel good with leaving that where I left it. Okay, I did my other eyebrow off camera because that took me forever to do the first one on camera. So I'm going to go on to my next topic. Everyone is freaking out about the whole Tana Mongeau situation because her TV show came out. As you may be aware of, there's a lot of T-Spill channels talking about it that can do a way better job of explaining this as I ever can, but I wanted to kind of talk about my stance on the situation. So in the episode, Tana breaks up with Jake Paul, and her assistant, I guess he's her manager, not her assistant, I'm sorry, brings her a cake, and she's just very melodramatic about it. Now, I cry when somebody makes me coffee, you know, like I can't imagine somebody going out of their way and doing something so sweet and just so like nice and you just having such a melodramatic reaction. However, I would like to say, again in the episode, later in the episode, he books her a health appointment because she has been coughing. And she is super irritated about it because in her head, she's like, you don't care about me. It's all just business. If I needed to stay home and sleep, which is part of health, you wouldn't let me because I need to make money for both of us. And so you don't care about me. You just care about the money. And that's why you're like getting me better. And yes, but also, is anyone else taking this effort for you? So a lot of people are mad about the disrespect and just childness that she shows in this episode. And honestly, this is not the Tana Mongeau I know or that I've seen on the internet or that she posts. I genuinely do feel like a lot of the show is scripted and amped up to make her seem more bratty and more LA lifestyle-esque. I think a lot of it is staged, and at least that's what I'd like to believe. I don't want to think that Tana is really this person who is rude and disrespectful and ignorant. And I know she can be ignorant, obviously. But I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that the producers are making her amp up her disrespectfulness for the show. I seen a clip where in the show she gets her blood pressure drawn, she's freaking out and she takes it off and she's just so disrespectful to the staff member. But she has videos uploaded of her going to the doctor for ringworm and for something else, and in neither of those videos was she rude to the staff. So I am generally feeling like it is just amped up for the show, or that's what I really hope. So that's my end take on that. So this next one is gonna be the worst situation for me to talk about right now because I really don't want to talk about her again. But I am. Trisha Paytas is again a form of controversy, or she has formed a controversy around something that she has done. So people think that she's seen Anthony Fadilla's video hanging out with different altars in a day, and she's seen that and she wanted to make a video making fun of it. I'm even afraid to say anything about Trisha Paytas because every time I do, I just get hate, and I get it. She has a lot of bad things she's done in her life. But I'm just gonna go right into it and say it, that people get so offended over the things she does, but she is a troll. That is her purpose. Nothing she does should be taken seriously, And you're doing exactly what she wants your reaction to be. Um, a lot of her fans love watching this stuff, and I being one of them. I watch these videos and I'm not like, oh, this is real. She genuinely feels this way. I watch them like, oh, she's trying to get views and reactions out of people, obviously. And I don't understand why people don't understand that she is a troll. There's so many trolls on the internet, and I don't understand why she gets such the backlash she does. Now, I associate that already forgot it. I really don't mean to be disrespectful, but I personally was fascinated in altars for a very long time, and I would watch videos of altars, meet your altar videos, so many different channels doing them. The first ever, I would just watch them a lot, and I was fascinated in the idea of having different altars and being different altars, and it's a pretty cool concept, and I can understand her thinking behind it when she seen that video and she was like, oh, I have different personality types too, because all of us do have different personality types. However, I'm not saying that it's the same, because it's not, and I would never make a video claiming that I had this disorder, and I think she went about it wrong. However, I can say I have not watched the video, but I think making different altars is not offensive as long as you say that you don't have this disorder and it's something that you were trying for fun. But I believe she did not do that. But also, we do need to understand that Trisha Paytas is not smart. She is not a normal thinking individual. She has the mentality of a teenage girl in a lot of ways. She doesn't have developing relationships. She has a lot of traumas and a lot of things that she needs to get over and deal with. But because of that, her thinking is often lapsed in judgment. I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm just saying she just makes whatever she makes and her fans like it and people get outraged every couple months and it's really not that serious because at the end of the day she's always going to have fans like me who watch her regardless of what she posts, of what happens. And the whole beef is literally of her calling somebody crazy when that doesn't make any sense to me, why she's getting so much hate for that. When Onision called Sarah crazy, and we're not talking about that, but we're talking about a stupid girl who has a lot of traumas, who is known for making stupid videos. You're not going to get through to her. She's going to continue to be herself no matter what and continue to have fans and a following. So why are you focusing on her when you could be focusing on people who actually have done horrible things? And the thing about Trisha, yes, she's controversial. There's so many people who want to see her burned and condemned and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, she has done so much for the community that people are not talking about. She donates to so many charities a year and nobody ever talks about how much she donates to charities. They don't like to talk about that. They don't like to talk about all the money she's giving to LGBTQ youth, how many people or how much money she's given to people who have been out of their homes because of this. Nobody ever talks about the good things that she does. And I know this is going to be another controversial topic, but I do not care. It has to be said, and I've said it before. She saved people that were close to me in her coming out as trans. And whether you want to devalue an entire community because she feels a certain way, and it's impossible for you to believe that other people feel that same way that she does, is up to you. And I do understand that because she's the person that came out with her story, that an entire trans community will be shadowed in fear of coming out and speaking out about how they feel because of one person, and I think it's horrible. But I do want you to know that there are trans people that never transition. Transitioning is scary, and it's expensive, and it's risky, and so many trans people never transition, and that's true. And it is so possible for trans people not to have dysmorphia. And I'm sorry, but it's true, and it's a fact. And you can look it up. And I have trans friends in my personal life that have never suffered with dysmorphia. So, and Trisha Paytas, in her video, which nobody likes to watch, admits the fact that she does have she has dysmorphia, not dysphoria. I'm sorry, dysmorphia. There's a lot of people. I have a friend close to me who is a gay guy who does drag. And he is a CEO of a company. I'm just saying that it's possible to be trans and not dress like the opposite gender. Because a lot of times, your profession, your money, is how you survive. And sometimes how you survive comes first to how you feel. And it really sucks that that's that way. But there's a lot of people in the trans community that felt exactly the way she did when they came out. That they were a man trapped in a female's body who needed to live and feed themselves. And even though they wanted to dress a certain way or look a certain way, their money was tied to their look. So they had to stay a certain way to be that certain way. I'm just saying that it exists. I talked about the trans issue for too long, but I would like to say that she has helped an entire trans community, even though she hurt part of the trans community as well. But I don't think it's right to say that it's okay to be this and it's okay to be that. And the big thing about her saying that she is attracted to men, but she is whatever, that argument never, ever has ever made sense to me, because there's so many trans people in my personal life that are male to female and continue to like girls. Gender and sexuality are two completely different things. Your sexuality and your gender do not mix. You could switch to girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, and have the same sexuality, or change your sexuality. But either way, they are completely different spectrums, and they are not correlated whatsoever. Who you love is who you love, period. That's not something you get to choose. And the fact that just because Trisha Paytas said something, that's now different, blows my mind. Trisha Paytas is controversial. She's a troll, but none of what she says should be taken seriously, period. But also, she saved millions of lives, and unless you have saved millions of lives, gone on concerts where millions of people have told you that you've literally saved their lives, know people personally that have been saved by them, you can't really say so much. You can say she's a negative person, this, and that, but at the end of the day, she's saving lives, and nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the positive impact. She literally got me through one of my breakups, and she's grown a lot as a person over the years, and I genuinely do think she understands when she messes up. But people shouldn't take it so seriously. She already has declining mental health issues, and I know she likes to use that as an excuse a lot, and I do not agree with that. But at the same time, why do everybody call people out for bullying and hate speech and just horrible, awful things, but it's okay to call Trisha Paytas worthless and horrible? In her comment sections, it's always the most disgusting, vile things. People saying, Jason Nash is better off without you. Can you imagine living your life with somebody constantly talking about your ex, never being able to move on from that situation? Like, her comment sections are always disgusting, and that's the type of energy I don't see anywhere else on YouTube. I watch Jenna Marbles, I watch Shane Dawson, I watch gamer channels, like I have so many people that I watch, and their comment sections are never evil and vile and nasty, and that's never your way to get your point across. I understand she did wrong, but she will never understand that. And you commenting horrible things, and mind you, it's different between criticism and just horrible things. You can criticize what she did, call her out for what she did, and expect her to admit and to take accountability and to change. That is not horrible. That is your opinion, and voice that. And I encourage you to voice that opinion. Always. Always stand up for what is right if you believe that is what is right. However, calling someone fat and that they should go kill themselves and that they're crazy drug addicts, it's not okay. It is never okay. Even if that person is a drug addict, calling that person a drug addict is going to force them to spiral. And it is never okay. Pitting negativity out on this platform is just showing people that that is okay. And it's not. No human should have to deal with things like that. Especially not Trisha. Because most of the things she says, she doesn't even stand behind or understand the relevancy between it. Yes, she is stupid to a fault. But telling somebody that they should go kill themselves is not going to make somebody feel better about the situation. I really hope I didn't offend anybody in what I said. And if I did, if I said something wrong, please let me know. I am always trying to get better and to learn and grow and evolve as a person. And I understand a lot of people think that just because I like Trisha Paytas, and mind you, it's not like I like her because I think she's an amazing person. She's obviously not. She's obviously done some really bad things. I like her because she is who she is, unapologetically. She does what she does. She knows she's not perfect. She knows she's a fuck up. That's the exact reason why I liked Hannah, or liked her. I maybe still do. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I'm going to like people who are relatable. I haven't been perfect in my life in any sort of the way, and I like people who are honest about that. Trisha Paytas has never tried to say that she's perfect. She's never tried to say that she's a good person, and I don't think it's fair to call someone out on being a horrible person when they never claimed to be in the first place. Sorry, my phone fell again. And I hate to talk about the Trish situation even more, but just my little finishing up thoughts. I genuinely do feel like Trisha's trans video was not made to hurt the trans community. I don't think that was ever her intention. I genuinely, in my heart, believe that she felt that way. And it's proven. She's been talking about how she's felt like a man for years. And people just automatically assume it was just this one video. She's been talking about this for years in her videos. And I genuinely think she was scared to talk about it because she does have the troll on her backside. And honestly, her reaction to it was horrible and awful. Can you imagine coming out and having the reaction be what it was? She's talked about this for years. And if you watch The Dish with Trish, she talks to Jeffree Star about it. And Jeffree Star is somebody who would call her out for this bullshit. He is somebody who wouldn't stand for that. And she talked to him about it. And she talked to him about it in private before she ever even came out on it. And she talked about that on The Dish with Trish. And it's horrible that it got the response it did. I genuinely do know that she didn't do her research about what it was or how she felt. I genuinely do think that she's felt like this for a long time and she was just speaking on it finally after years of holding it inside of her. She's mentioned it a couple times in videos and podcasts and things like that. But it just really sucks that because of her past, she can't be herself and she can't come out and she can't say how she truly feels, and people are gonna bombard her. And I never understand that. Anybody else could come out and they'd be fine. But because she's Trisha and she's a troll, she doesn't get humanity, right? It's fine to tell her to kill herself. It's fine if she does kill herself, right? Everyone would celebrate because she's not a person, right? And mind you, I don't stand behind everything she's done. Clearly, there's a lot of things that I see her do, and I'm like, Trisha, like, no. But I truly believe every trans person on any spectrum should be able to come out and be themselves and be loved and not be ridiculed no matter what. And that's just how I feel. Moving on from that topic, I would just like to wish everybody a safe and loving quarantine. Some things I've been doing during the quarantine is writing, painting. Now is a good time to practice doing makeup. So, I'd just like to say I've been watching The Orange is the New Black, and it really makes me appreciate my freedom, like, a hell of a lot more. Just stay safe, you guys, and try not to go out as much as possible, if possible. And if you have any grandparents in your life or any older folks, even people that live in your neighborhood, and you're young and healthy, go shopping for them. Try to be nice, be neighborly in this time of doubt, because it's a scary time that we're living in. And we need kindness now more than ever. And I'm honestly really scared to even put out this video after what I said, because every time I ever stand up for Trish, it never ends good, and people tell me to kill myself, and then I'm ugly and horrible, and then I shouldn't be supporting such an awful person. But at the end of the day, Trisha Paytas, to me, is a genuine person. She's never going to say sorry for who she is, and always stands behind who she is, and knows she makes mistakes, and is a normal person who teaches girls not to slut shame people, and to be their genuine selves, and to love everybody, and to have your opinions and hold on to them. And I think there should be more of that. Yeah, there should be a lot less of her stupid moments. But a lot of the messages that she portrays are beautiful. The fact that you have to love yourself to get over a breakup. The fact that it is okay to talk about a breakup. The fact that it's okay to talk about drug use and drug abuse and the rough times in life. And I think that is very knowledgeable. And there's a million other people on this platform that you can watch if you don't want to watch her. But if you don't like her, it's better to just move on instead of telling someone to kill themselves or that they're fat. I hope you enjoyed watching. My opinions could always be wrong. I'm open to discussion in the comments. Please try not to be mean. I'm a sensitive sunflower, and I could be wrong, and I'm open to the conversation and to try and change my opinion. I'm always open to that because I'm young and my opinions are constantly changing and evolving as I grow, and I'm trying to be better every day. And maybe you guys know something I don't know on the situation and can expand my mindset. But if you comment, I ask that you do it out of respect, and that you bring counter arguments to my counter arguments, because yeah, let's have a actual debate, conversation, like adults, if you want to talk. Anyway, have a good day, and I will see you very soon.